When everyone around you knows your intentions, your next moves, or the details of your life, you are no longer in control. Every word you speak becomes ammunition for those who want to use it against you. Every action you take is no longer a choice freely made, but a predictable step in a story others are writing for you. Being transparent in the wrong environment is a trap. Power does not forgive carelessness, and visibility without strategy is vulnerability. Most people underestimate how much danger exists in sharing too much too soon. When your plans are obvious, you surrender the advantage that uncertainty gives you. Competitors, opportunists, and even people you trust can twist your intentions to suit their own purposes. You lose the ability to maneuver freely because your moves are anticipated. There is no space for surprise, no room for creativity, and no margin for error. Every decision you make can be undermined before it even happens because others know your strategy in advance. In life, the quiet and unseen have power. When people cannot predict your actions, they are forced to respond to your reality rather than dictate it. Silence and discretion become tools of influence. You maintain control because you alone know the breadth of your intentions and the depth of your plan. When you reveal your plans prematurely, you invite interference, distraction, and sabotage. People begin to impose their own fears, doubts, or agendas on your life, turning what could have been opportunity into conflict. Being careful about what you reveal is not deceit. It is self-preservation. It is understanding that information has value and that revealing too much to the wrong audience diminishes your power. People may believe that honesty is the same as openness, but in strategy, there is a difference. You can be truthful in your values and intentions without exposing the methods by which you achieve them. The less others know, the less they can predict, and the more you can control your environment. Observe how people behave when they have knowledge of your plans. They may act supportive, but support can shift with circumstance. They may smile, but that smile can conceal strategy against you. They may ask questions, appearing curious, but they are gathering intelligence. Every interaction carries weight when your intentions are visible. The safest position is always one in which your plans are your own. Control comes from invisibility. When you maintain discretion, others are forced to interpret your actions rather than your intentions. They cannot manipulate what they do not know, and they cannot react to what they cannot predict. You maintain freedom, you maintain leverage, and you maintain the ability to act without interference. Every step you take becomes deliberate rather than reactive. Consider how easily people with access to your plans can shape reality for you. They can set obstacles, create false information, and spread doubts. Even subtle influences can derail your progress if they understand your strategy. Protecting what you intend, who you interact with, and how you reveal information becomes critical. It is not about mistrust. It is about understanding the mechanics of influence. Those who succeed in powerful positions understand the value of keeping plans close to the chest. They act decisively, quietly, and deliberately. They wait for the right moment to reveal their actions, often when the outcome is already in motion and cannot be easily stopped. Their strength comes not from the visibility of their ambition, but from the controlled execution of it. Every time you speak of your next steps publicly, you give someone else the ability to redirect them. Every time you share details of your intentions, you invite manipulation. People who do not act with your clarity may unintentionally block your path. People who act with malicious intent may do so deliberately. In either case, once your plans are known, you have handed them power over your life. Remaining unseen in your intentions is not isolation, it is strategy. It allows you to move faster, with more confidence, and with fewer distractions. It enables you to evaluate circumstances clearly, make informed decisions, and strike when opportunity aligns perfectly with action. By keeping your plans to yourself, you create space to think independently, act decisively, and maintain the upper hand in every encounter. The discipline required to guard your plans is intense. It demands patience, self-control, and awareness of every interaction. It requires understanding the psychology of those around you, predicting their motives, and limiting exposure to those who may exploit your intentions. It requires constant vigilance because the cost of revealing too much too soon is always high. You must recognize the environments in which disclosure is dangerous. Casual conversations, social gatherings, professional meetings, and even trusted friendships can all become spaces where your plans are vulnerable. Each context has actors who interpret information in ways that can shift power against you. Awareness and selectivity in sharing your intentions are not optional, they are essential for survival and influence. The lesson is clear: never allow your plans to be common knowledge. Guard your strategy like a weapon. Act with intention while the world speculates. Respond rather than explain. Your discretion is your armor. Your unpredictability is your advantage. When you move unseen and unpredicted, you control the dynamics of every situation. Others react to you rather than you being forced to react to them. Every successful person you observe understands this principle. They act decisively while remaining unseen in their intentions. They avoid unnecessary explanations, avoid broadcasting their goals, and avoid placing their futures in the hands of those who cannot appreciate the subtlety of their vision. They do not ask for approval, they do not announce timelines, and they do not invite interference. Their plans are their own, and their execution is unmatched because of the secrecy they maintain. In practice, maintaining discretion requires more than silence. It requires careful observation, emotional control, and strategic communication. You must speak sparingly, reveal only what strengthens your position, and avoid providing ammunition to others. You must make every interaction intentional, every conversation measured, and every disclosure calculated. In every room you enter, in every discussion you participate in, your strength comes from what is not said. If you wish to be powerful, influential, and unstoppable, start by controlling what the world sees of your intentions. Move carefully, choose your confidants wisely, keep your plans hidden until action is unavoidable. Let the world react to your moves rather than anticipate them. By protecting your strategy and keeping it unseen, you create an environment in which opportunity meets preparation, and power flows to those who act decisively while others are still guessing. The people who watch, wait, and plan in secrecy are the ones who shape outcomes. Those who expose their plans are often sidelined, manipulated, or blocked. Guarding your intentions is not paranoia, it is clarity. It is understanding that power is real, influence is fragile, and opportunity favors those who act with control. The less the world knows, the more freedom you have. The more freedom you have, the more decisive and effective your actions become. Control your plans, guard them, execute them silently. The world will respond, competitors will react, and outcomes will bend to those who move unseen. In this dangerous environment, discretion is not a weakness, it is your greatest strength. Every move you make must be deliberate, unseen, and untouchable. This is where you claim true power. Emotions are powerful, but they are not allies when decisions carry consequence. When you allow anger, fear, excitement, or impatience to guide your choices, you surrender control to forces that are unpredictable, unrelenting, and often destructive. Decisions made under emotional influence are rarely precise. They are reactive rather than strategic. They leave openings for mistakes, exploitation, and regret. In dangerous or high-stakes situations, Yielding to emotion is equivalent to giving power to those who observe your weakness and act without hesitation. Every person experiences emotion, but few learn to govern it. Allowing your feelings to determine your actions turns opportunity into risk. Anger can provoke conflict where caution is required. Fear can freeze action when boldness is necessary. Desire can push you toward hasty agreements or unwise alliances. Each emotional impulse is a door to vulnerability. In contrast, controlling emotion allows you to assess situations with clarity, anticipate the moves of others, and respond in a way that maximizes advantage rather than surrendering it. Consider how often people around you are guided by emotion. Arguments escalate because someone feels disrespected. Partnerships fail because frustration went unchecked. Mistakes are made because excitement overwhelmed judgment. The world around you is chaotic, and those who survive do not simply react, they act with control. To move safely through dangerous environments, you must become master of your internal state. Your decisions must be deliberate, calculated, and grounded in reason rather than the immediacy of feeling. Emotional control does not mean suppression or avoidance. It means awareness and deliberate choice. It means observing your reactions, identifying impulses, and deciding whether acting on them serves your long-term objectives. Every instinct must be evaluated, every urge measured. When you learn to act independently of emotion, you transform potential weakness into power. You act when it is advantageous, not when it is convenient or comforting. You maintain clarity even when the world presses against you. Many failures occur not because circumstances were unfavorable, but because emotion dictated behavior. People react defensively to criticism, aggressively to opposition, or recklessly to opportunity. Each response carries risk because it is rooted in feeling rather than strategy. Observers notice these lapses and exploit them. They anticipate that your judgment is clouded, your focus divided, and your reactions predictable. Those who act without emotional interference, however, maintain a presence of authority and unpredictability that others cannot manipulate. Situations that provoke strong emotion are often the moments where influence and power can be claimed or lost. You must approach every challenge with the understanding that others may attempt to trigger emotional responses to control you. Provocation, insult, or pressure are tools used by those who seek advantage. By remaining composed, unreactive, and deliberate, you deny them leverage. You respond on your own terms, not theirs. Your calm presence in the face of chaos communicates strength and stability. Building emotional discipline requires practice, observation, and self-awareness. It requires noting patterns of reaction, understanding triggers, and creating strategies to respond effectively. This is not weakness, it is preparation. By training your mind to prioritize strategy over feeling, you gain access to opportunities that others lose in moments of impulsive response. Each decision becomes deliberate, each move purposeful, and each interaction a potential advantage rather than a liability. Isolation from emotional influence is critical in dangerous spaces. When decisions must be made where stakes are high, relying on reason rather than impulse ensures that outcomes favor calculation rather than reaction. Observe how often conflicts escalate unnecessarily because someone could not detach from emotion. Notice how opportunities vanish because excitement or fear caused hasty action. In every scenario, those who control emotion retain power, while those who do not surrender influence. It is also crucial to recognize that emotional control affects perception. Others gauge your strength by how you respond to provocations. A calm, measured reaction signals authority, confidence, and competence. Reacting emotionally signals vulnerability, unpredictability, and weakness. The world does not reward those who lose themselves to impulse. It rewards those who navigate tension and challenge with a steady, deliberate approach. Learning to act without emotional compromise requires not only self-discipline, but also awareness of context. You must assess when emotion is being used as a tool against you. People often attempt to provoke reactions that distract from your objectives, undermine your credibility, or manipulate your focus. Understanding these tactics allows you to maintain control, respond selectively, and act with precision. Emotional mastery turns potential attacks into inconsequential noise. Every interaction carries the potential for emotional manipulation. People will test patience, attempt to provoke anger, or trigger fear. By staying detached from these stimuli, you retain the freedom to act strategically. You choose when to engage, how to respond, and what outcome you will pursue. Others may act impulsively, but your advantage comes from remaining deliberate, thoughtful, and composed. The environments in which emotions dominate are the most dangerous to enter unprepared. High-pressure meetings, competitive arenas, social conflicts, and negotiations are all situations where the untrained mind can be overwhelmed by impulse. Recognizing these spaces and preparing to respond without emotion ensures you do not give power to circumstances, nor do you allow others to dictate your path. Strength is built in calmness, precision, and foresight. Ultimately, controlling emotion is not simply about self-preservation. It is about positioning yourself to act decisively, to seize opportunity, and to maintain authority in situations where others falter. When others are distracted by frustration, fear, or excitement, you operate with clarity. When others are reactive, you act with calculation. Every decision becomes a tool of influence, every movement a step toward advantage. Mastery of emotion is the foundation for strategic intelligence. It allows you to see the environment clearly, anticipate the motives of others, and execute plans without interference from internal instability. You are no longer a participant in reactive chaos. You become the observer, the planner, and the actor who moves deliberately while others stumble. Power always favors clarity over impulse, patience over haste, and calculation over emotional distraction. Do not enter spaces where emotion rules without preparation. Train your mind, assess your triggers, and respond with intentionality. Observe the chaos around you, but do not become part of it. Maintain calm, maintain focus, and make every decision as a reflection of deliberate thought rather than impulse. The moment you act without emotional compromise, you create distance between yourself and vulnerability. You become unassailable in decision-making, and in that strength, you claim control over every circumstance you face. Every step taken in calm awareness solidifies your advantage. Every reaction withheld strengthens your position. Every deliberate choice builds a foundation of influence and authority that emotion alone cannot touch. In life, environments where emotions dominate are dangerous not because of external factors alone, but because they expose the unprepared. By mastering emotional control, you transform risk into opportunity, uncertainty into leverage, and chaos into a space where only those who act with discipline prevail. Respect is not a gift to be taken lightly. In environments where respect is demanded rather than earned, power becomes superficial, fragile, and often dangerous. People may follow rules or obey authority out of fear or obligation, but that obedience is hollow. It can vanish the moment pressure, conflict, or opportunity arises. When you enter spaces where respect is assumed rather than built, you expose yourself to instability, manipulation, and hidden threats. Those around you may comply outwardly, but their intentions are unpredictable and their loyalty is conditional. In such places, decisions are dictated not by skill, insight, or competence, but by hierarchy, appearance, or coercion. Influence is weak because it relies on compliance rather than conviction. Every command or instruction becomes a test, and every interaction a potential challenge. People act to protect themselves, not to support collective objectives or recognize merit. You may find that no matter how capable, intelligent, or prepared you are, the environment prioritizes superficial authority over genuine ability. The danger in these spaces is subtle. It is not always obvious, and it does not always arrive as conflict. It often appears as hesitation, manipulation, or quiet undermining. When respect is demanded, the environment encourages surface-level engagement rather than meaningful collaboration. Decisions may be questioned behind your back, alliances may be formed in secrecy, and loyalty may exist only as long as it serves individual agendas. Operating in such a space without understanding its dynamics is to hand others leverage over your actions and outcomes. People respond differently in environments where respect is demanded. Some attempt to project authority through appearances, titles, or symbols. Others withdraw, calculating when to comply and when to subvert. Few act openly from integrity or principle. The challenge lies in navigating this complex network of conditional respect while maintaining clarity, control, and strategic focus. Observing behaviors carefully is critical. Every word, every gesture, every reaction contains information about intent, weakness, and opportunity. Understanding these cues allows you to operate with foresight rather than reaction. In spaces where respect must be earned, power is built through competence, reliability, and deliberate action. In spaces where respect is demanded, power is fragile because it can evaporate the moment conditions change. The world will constantly test your position, challenge your authority, and measure your influence. Those who rely solely on external markers of respect become vulnerable to manipulation, betrayal, and miscalculation. By recognizing environments that demand respect rather than cultivate it, you protect yourself from the traps of dependency, expectation, and misjudgment. The first step to navigating such spaces is awareness. Recognize when authority is superficial, when obedience is coerced, and when influence is conditional. Observe patterns of behavior, identify the motives driving compliance, and anticipate the points where loyalty may break. Awareness transforms danger into preparation. You are no longer blind to hidden risks. You understand that respect in these contexts must be carefully managed and not assumed. Secondly, maintain your Do not allow the pressure to conform to hollow respect to compromise your principles, decision-making, or focus. Superficial authority thrives on imitation, subordination, and compliance, but those who operate with deliberate standards create their own leverage. Competence, reliability, and clarity become tools that generate influence even when external respect is absent. By maintaining internal authority, you secure stability and consistency that others cannot undermine. Third, use observation strategically. Environments where respect is demanded are often full of hidden hierarchies, unspoken rules, and subtle conflicts. Success depends on understanding the real drivers behind behavior rather than accepting the surface-level dynamics. Every conversation, every interaction, every decision provides insight. Collect these insights without reacting impulsively. Your awareness allows you to act with precision and avoid unnecessary confrontation. It is also essential to recognize that in these spaces, people often test boundaries. They will challenge your authority, question your decisions, or attempt to exploit perceived weaknesses. Do not respond with anger, defensiveness, or impulsiveness. Respond with measured control, deliberate assessment, and calculated action. Reacting emotionally only reveals vulnerability. Acting strategically allows you to navigate these challenges while maintaining focus on your objectives. Building influence in environments where respect is demanded requires patience and consistency. It is not enough to demand recognition through authority or position. Instead, act in ways that demonstrate competence, reliability, and foresight. Let others observe your effectiveness, your judgment, and your ability to manage complexity. Even when outward respect is lacking, consistent demonstration of skill and strategic thinking establishes credibility that cannot easily be undermined. At the same time, avoid unnecessary confrontation or overreach. In spaces where respect is demanded rather than earned, pushing too aggressively can provoke resistance or retaliation. Timing and subtlety are critical. Operate in a way that asserts capability without exposing vulnerability. Manage perception carefully, ensuring that your authority is recognized for substance rather than assumed compliance. Those who overextend without strategic calculation often find themselves undermined, isolated, or targeted. Understanding the dangers of these environments also includes recognizing the value of discretion. What you reveal, what you assert, and what you demand can be used against you. Measure every word, every action, and every interaction. Operate quietly and deliberately. Influence achieved through subtle, calculated actions is far more enduring than influence assumed through coercion or position alone. Quiet competence is far more dangerous to opponents than loud displays of authority. Finally, know when to exit. Some environments are inherently unstable, dangerous, or incapable of supporting genuine strategic action. Recognizing when the structure of demanded respect inhibits growth, opportunity, or safety is crucial. Avoid entangling yourself in spaces that limit your ability to act effectively, where loyalty is conditional and where risk outweighs potential gain. Strategic withdrawal is not weakness. It is calculation. Exiting such spaces preserves resources, clarity, and leverage for environments where influence can be genuinely earned and maintained. Every person encounters spaces where respect is assumed rather than built. The difference between survival, advantage, and failure lies in awareness, patience, and strategic action. By observing, maintaining internal standards, acting with deliberate calculation, and knowing when to disengage, you can navigate these environments without falling prey to manipulation, coercion, or superficial authority. Respect may be demanded, but true power is earned. Those who understand this gain influence, control, and safety, while others remain trapped in environments where obedience and fear masquerade as loyalty. Power without protection is fragile, dangerous, and often fatal for those who underestimate its risks. It is not enough to hold influence, authority, or control over others. Power must be supported by systems, alliances, and security measures that ensure its endurance. Environments where power exists but protection is absent are inherently unstable. Decisions may be enforced momentarily, but without mechanisms to defend them, authority becomes a target. Vulnerability is constant, and the consequences of miscalculation can be severe. In these spaces, power can appear impressive on the surface. People may respond to your commands, defer to your position, or acknowledge your authority, but these reactions are often conditional and temporary. Without protection, whether that means alliances, resources, or strategic positioning, your influence can evaporate quickly. Opponents, rivals, and even allies may test your limits, challenge your decisions, or exploit gaps in your defenses. Every move requires consideration of not only what you want to achieve, but how your position can be preserved. One of the key dangers in unprotected power is overconfidence. It is easy to assume that authority alone guarantees safety and respect. People may follow instructions or adhere to rules temporarily, creating an illusion of stability. But appearances are deceptive. True strength is demonstrated not by recognition or compliance, but by the ability to withstand challenges, threats, and attempts to undermine authority. Without protection, every assertion of power becomes an exposure, every decision a potential liability. Operating in such environment, observe carefully who holds influence, who challenges it, and who positions themselves to exploit weaknesses. Identify patterns of behavior that reveal hidden risks or emerging threats. Every interaction, conversation, and decision contains valuable information about how secure your power truly is. Use this insight to assess whether your position is sustainable or if it requires reinforcement before any action is taken. Protection is It includes alliances, trusted advisors, strategic networks, and resources that can be deployed to support authority when challenged. Power alone is static. It requires dynamic systems that ensure longevity. Without these systems, authority is always under threat, vulnerable to both overt attacks and subtle undermining. Establishing protection is not a matter of display, it is a matter of survival. Those who fail to do so place themselves at constant risk. Patience is critical in spaces where power exists without protection. Impulsive action or unnecessary confrontation can expose weaknesses and invite attacks. Every decision must be measured, deliberate, and supported by an understanding of potential consequences. This requires restraint, careful observation, and continuous evaluation of the environment. Acting recklessly in an unprotected position is a guarantee of failure. Another essential principle is discretion. Avoid revealing weaknesses, intentions, or gaps in your authority. People in these environments are quick to capitalize on vulnerability, and even small missteps can have outsized consequences. Speak selectively, act deliberately, and avoid drawing attention to areas where your position may be exposed. Every move should be calculated not only for immediate effect, but for long-term sustainability of your power. Developing protection also requires foresight. Anticipate potential challenges before they arise. Build relationships with individuals who can support your position. Secure resources, both tangible and intangible, that can reinforce authority. Establish boundaries that prevent opportunists from exploiting gaps in your control. By preparing for threats before they manifest, you convert potential vulnerability into strategic advantage. In these environments, trust is. People who appear loyal may have hidden agendas, and alliances are only as strong as the incentives that bind them. Constant vigilance is necessary to ensure that your protection mechanisms are reliable. Evaluate every relationship, every commitment, and every resource for its ability to support your position in moments of challenge. Weak links must be identified and addressed proactively to prevent catastrophic consequences. Risk management is another. Understand the limits of your power, the vulnerabilities in your environment, and the actions that could jeopardize your position. Every move should be weighed against potential backlash, opposition, and unforeseen consequences. Operating with calculated risk transforms vulnerability into control. Acting without consideration of these factors invites failure and exposes you to threats that could have been avoided. Power without protection is also the uncertainty, the constant need for vigilance, and the awareness of hidden threats can create stress and distraction. Maintaining focus, discipline, and composure is essential. Emotional reactions, impulsive decisions, or visible signs of fear can encourage challenges from others. Steadiness under pressure demonstrates strength, even in environments where protection is limited. Strategic adaptability is essential. Unprotected power requires continuous assessment and adjustment. Conditions change rapidly, alliances shift, and new threats emerge. Staying rigid in such environments is a mistake. Flexibility, situational awareness, and the ability to reposition your authority when necessary are critical skills. By adapting intelligently, you maintain influence while minimizing exposure to risk. In essence, the environments where power exists without protection demand exceptional vigilance, calculated action, and relentless strategic thinking. Influence alone is insufficient. Authority must be reinforced by alliances, resources, foresight, and adaptability. Every decision carries weight, and every interaction carries potential risk. Those who ignore these realities may achieve temporary success, but their power is always on the edge of collapse. The lesson is clear: never assume that authority is enough. Always evaluate the safeguards surrounding your influence, identify weaknesses, and take proactive steps to fortify your position. Protecting your power ensures sustainability, stability, and the ability to act decisively when opportunity arises. Unprotected power is a liability. Protection transforms it. Those who recognize the danger inherent in unprotected power gain an edge over their rivals. Awareness allows them to act with precision, discretion, and foresight. They leverage observation, relationships, and resources to ensure that every decision strengthens rather than jeopardizes their position. By understanding where power is vulnerable and how to reinforce it, you operate not merely as someone with influence, but as someone capable of maintaining it safely and effectively over time. Survival, influence, and strategic advantage depend on protection. Without it, even the most impressive authority can crumble under pressure, challenge, or exploitation. With it, power becomes resilient, flexible, and capable of enduring even the most hostile environments. Recognizing the need for protection and acting to secure it is one of the most essential lessons in navigating complex social, professional, and political landscapes. Every individual seeking long-term influence must internalize this principle. Power without protection is exposure. Power with protection is strategy. The environments where authority exists without safety are traps waiting for the unprepared. The difference between vulnerability and dominance lies in preparation, vigilance, and the deliberate construction of support systems that secure your position, defend your decisions, and allow your influence to persist even in the face of opposition.